Like a dream come true for Nigeria, the United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, arrives Nigeria's soil. This is his second time in Nigeria. Mr. Ban's last visit was in 2011 when he met with the former President Goodluck Jonathan to discuss the crisis in southern Sudan and Libya. The UN Secretary General is received by representatives from Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Ministry, Executive Director of the United Nations Population Fund, Babatunde Oshotmehin, UN Secretary General to Nigeria and West Africa, Muhammad Ibn Chambers, among others. His first stop, a meeting with state governors under the aegis of Nigerian Governors Forum. The focus is to chart a course for Nigeria for the transition from the Millennium Development Goals to the Sustainable Development Goals to be adopted by member nations at a summit in September this year. Mr. Ban's meeting with the governors on his 2 working day visit is crucial for the success of the plan to boost development through subnational governments. Only 15 governors are in attendance.
You understand the people's challenges and aspirations. You have the resources and power to help people of Nigeria realize the tremendous promise of this great country. On education, healthcare, women's empowerment, climate change, governance, institution building, security, and on rights, human rights across the board. I hope you will use these Sustainable Development Goals as the basis of your governance in respective of your provinces.
The primacy of our people's choice has been upheld. The prospects for national unity have been enhanced, and the arrival of a new purpose to governance is manifest. With the way our Constitution has rightly devolved responsibility for matters like health, education, and agriculture to the states, the country can only truly succeed if the states are also successful.
In year 2000, world leaders agreed to fight the root cause of poverty, hunger, disease, and inequality. They adopted the 8 UN Millennium Development Goals and aimed at achieving them by 2015. Nigeria was a signatory to the MDGs and so far has achieved varying degrees of success, but yet to meet the targets. Issues of poverty, unemployment, and maternal and infant mortality are still being tackled by government after government.
By outlining the opportunity presented by the Sustainable Development Goals.
From one group meeting to another, and then the turn of business leaders in Nigeria. Discussions dwell on harnessing the power of the private sector and tackling the challenges of emerging philanthropists in Nigeria. His concern is to drum up global support for the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, which would be discussed at the meeting in Paris later in the year.
This is a pivotal year for humanity. This is a year for global action and cooperation. Next month, the world leaders, including President Buhari, will come to participate in the special summit meeting dedicated to discuss about future development agenda in the name of Sustainable Development Agenda with a set of 17 Sustainable Development Goals. One more supporting priority is financing for development. However visionary, good visions you may have, if you don't have financial support, technological support, it's a pie in the sky.
Over time, many business leaders have set up foundations and other platforms for philanthropy as a way of giving back to their communities and filling in the gaps in the provision of social services as a way of wealth creation and alleviating of poverty. I, for example, set up Dangote Foundation in 1994 based on a simple premise: to whom much is given, much is required. That has meant for me looking at the poor that suffer among us and being compelled to bring some relief.
The outline of the SDGs is presented by the Special Advisor to the UN Secretary General, Aminat Mohammed.
The Sustainable Development Agenda is a paradigm shift. It's not the MDGs 2.0. It is a new way of addressing how we will tackle development, and in a way in which we bring in the environmental, the social, and the economic dimensions as an integrated whole. It will be about what we do with our domestic resource mobilization, and key to that are going to be revenues, and revenues mean business. And therefore, to find the incentives that bring you all together, the innovations that make sure we include, is going to be incredibly important.
This is an inclusive global partnership among government, business communities, private sector, and civil society. Without this tripartite partnership, however good the vision or policy, they cannot be realized.